I would like to introduce our very special guest for our event today, Sri Raghavan Manian. Sri Raghavan is a vocalist and direct disciple of Maestro Dr. Balamurali Krishna. He lives in Chennai, where he actively performs, teaches, and composes music. Sri Manian is indeed a multifaceted musician who sings, plays the flute, saxophone, basuri, ganjira, and violin, just to name a few. He performed his debut concert at the Madras Music Academy at the age of 13 and is a All India Radio graded artist. Formerly an engineer and graduate of IIT Madras, Sri Raghavan Manian is now a full-time musician. We are delighted to have him with us today, live from Chennai, to share his special memories with Guruji. He will be interviewed by Swati Vasudevan, co-founder of Sur Darbar, my mom, music connoisseur and ardent fan of Dr. Balamurali Krishna.
Hello, Raghavan. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. Can everybody hear him okay? I think that's wonderful to have Raghavan Manian join us from India. Sindhu, thank you for introducing our special guest today. Raghavan Manian is a this generation student of Guruji, and we are so happy to have him on this event to share some of his experiences. So as Sindhu mentioned, Raghavan has been used to live in the United States and then decided to go back to India for music. So Raghavan, why don't you start off by telling us, where that transition happened and just your whole experience of music with Guruji. We'll start off with that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. So thank you for having me in your show, and thank you for remembering Guruji so fondly. He is 90, he is with us, and he is ever smiling, ever cheerful. And Guruji, he has been part of my life since I could remember. In the beginning, it was through his records and his tapes and cassettes, and my dad was a huge fan. So he basically raised me on a diet of his music. So it went in very early, in a very sort of focused way. Of course, I started learning earlier than I went to Guruji. I was trained with many other gurus, a couple of them, in fact, mainly. And when I started with Guruji formally, I was 11, still a young tyke, but with a lot of fire in my belly and with a lot of love for his music. So that's where my journey with Guruji started, and it's still going on, because Guruji, to his students, especially to those who teach his music on a regular basis, is very alive with us. So I do not feel, I do miss it sometimes, but I feel his spiritual presence every day, every moment that I'm with music. So being with music all the time is a recent development. Music was always there. It right now is very much in the forefront, because just about a couple of years ago, I decided that I wanted to spend more time in music, with sadhana, and remembering Guruji, and teaching his compositions, and in general, just celebrating his joys of music, just with the flow. Prior to that, I had a career in engineering and management, right? And that career was what actually led me to the US. I was there from 96 to 2011, a good 15 years. First as a graduate student, and then as a technologist. Lived in the Silicon Valley for a good 10 years of that time, and was in several big technology firms and startups and so on. During the time that I was abroad, music was not very far, and Guruji wasn't very far either, because when he would tour or when I went back to India, I would always have the pleasure of his company. Several concerts that he did while he was in the US, I had the privilege of being with him, sometimes singing, sometimes just sharing the stage behind. So in a way, we stayed connected throughout. And when I finally returned to Chennai in 2015, I got to spend more quality time with him again. It was almost like back in the good old times. Right? So yes, that is the journey that I've taken. Started music very early in my life, took a break, continued ticking along with concerts in the US, concerts in India, occasionally. Did a little bit of teaching back then, but right now, teaching music is as much part of my sadhana as performing and practicing. So
that's wonderful. And for those of you who are listening, the younger generation, there's something to take away, right? Somebody that has actually pursued a professional career and then come back to music as a professional career. And it's pretty inspiring, Raghavan, and we are so happy that you're able to spend a few minutes with us to tell us about your experiences. Let's go into, something about Guruji. What was one of the most memorable experiences about Guruji that stands out for you? That reminds you of him every day. Anything that you'd like to share?
So Guruji was a complete audio-visual spectacle. Visual with Guruji is an ever-present smile. So if you were ever in a stressful situation, a darshan of his will take the stress out, because he was going to kid around, he was going to joke around, he was going to just lighten things up for you. And he had a ready sense of humor. So all that would mean that your day naturally brightens when you see him. And of course, when you listen to him, it is the next level of joy. Guruji's voice, you do not think of it as a loud voice. You think of it as a melodious voice, as a pleasant voice, until you are in a room with him alone. And then you feel the resonance, and the memory of his voice gives me the goosebumps today, because his simple Sajamam is so tonally rich. It is as if every cavity in his body and outside in the world is resonating along with him. So it is, the voice is not the throat. It is not his physical. It is something beyond. And this was the gift that he had. The voice that appeared so small or melodious, something, but it was actually a booming voice. It was a resonating voice. So this resonance is something that we cherish so much. We would go again and again to his classes just to hear him say Sapasa. And even when he would yawn, because we would catch him early in the morning sometimes, or right after a nap sometimes, his was a regular yawn. Oh, Balamurali Krishna's yawn. Ha, ha, ha.
Okay.
So everything about him was musical and resonant, which is a beautiful memory that came from out of nowhere.
So what would those experiences be like when when he's teaching you a kriti, or do you want to share that resonance of, maybe a few examples of those kritis
Sure.
of Balamurali Krishna?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So Guruji, among his compositions, some of the most celebrated are the 72 Melakarta compositions. Right? He was merely a boy when he actually started and finished that project. When he was just 16, he had already published a book of 72 Melakarta Kritis, which is just mind-boggling. Because at 16 I was appearing for my senior CCERT exam with the Government of India, and I was trying to remember the 72 nervously, because it would be having a guru who had already composed by the time on all the 72 Melakartas. So I wanted to highlight some of those compositional aspects of his music by picking as one of the 72 that are not sung as frequently as a Kalyani or a Todi. This ragam from the Ritu Chakra, Ragavardhini. Gana Sudha Rasami, Gana Sudha Rasami, Paramananda Dayakamu Manasa, Samagana Sudha Rasami, Paramananda Dayakamu Manasa, Samagana Sudha Rasami, Paramananda Dayakamu Manasa, Samagana Sudha Rasami. Narada Hanumadadu, Narada Hanumadadulana Varatamum pasinche, Narada Hanumadadulanu Varatamu pasinche, Gana Sudha Rasami, Paramananda Dayakamu Manasa, Samagana Sudha Rasami. He na Hari. Now this composition, Ragavardhini, it's actually a glimpse into what became one of his pet themes in composition. The theme is music itself. Right? This is a favorite theme of Tyagaraja Swami's. He has composed songs on ragas. So that leaf from Tyagaraja's book that Guruji took then went a long way in his compositions, right? So here is an example of how he develops this idea, right? Of course, the song itself is about Krishna. It goes as Govardhana, Giripai and Gopi, but it's about Krishna playing the flute, and the natural connect with Balamurali and Krishna was present even back then as a teenager. When he started composing his more, let's say, ambitious kritis and padavarnams, he made these ideas shine even more and more in his compositions. So a famous padavarnam of his is the Todi, the Shuddha Todi padavarnam. I love this varnam. So he learned, first I learned it as a Tana varnam, sung it in compositions, and then he said, this is actually a padavarnam, right? And this was really the first padavarnam of his that he taught me. Na, 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 ಗುಣಗಾವು ಮೂವರ ಗುಣ ನೀಲಯೇ ಕರಿಮಾಚಲವಾಹನೆ ಸದಯೇ ಕರುಣಾರಸ ಪೂರಿತ ಹೃದಯೇ ಮುರಳಿ ಗಾನ ಸುಧಾರಸ ಪ್ರಿಯೇ ಸಾರಿನಿದ ನಿಸನಿದ ಮಗರಿಸ ರಿನಿದ ಗರಿ ಮಗನಿದ ಗಮದನಿ ಸರಿಸ ನಿರಿಸ ಸಾನಿದ ಮದನಿ ಗರಿಸನಿದ ನಿರಿಸನಿದಮ್ಮ ಗರಿ ಗಮದನಿ భావమునను రాగాలాపనము చేసిలయమును మనసులను నిలిపి భావమునను రాగాలాపనము చేసిలయమును మనసునను నిలిపి స్వరమును శృతిలో నిలిపి నిను ముదమునరించి తని కరుణించి వరమొసగి సరగుణ So
wow, we could actually, I could feel that presence here. Just listening to those two compositions. That was beautiful, Raghavan. Were you going to say something else?
Thank you. Yeah, just the mention of music that pervades in his songs. Music as a form of worship, music as a simple pursuit, music as a thing of joy. Bhava Munanu, he's talking about worship here to Ambal. How do you do it? And as a musician, he says, Bhavamunanu ragalapanamu chesi, layamunu manasunanu nilipi, swaramunu shrutilo nilipi. His offerings are Bhavam, Ragam, Layam, Swaram, Shruti, and the way he builds it up. And then he says, Moda munarinchitani karuninchi varamosagi. These are my offerings, these are my first offerings. These are my prime offerings. So listen to it and bless me, varamosagi.
Wow, and Telugu not being your native tongue, it is pretty impressive that you know taken in so much from Guruji in terms of the lyrics, and most of his compositions were in Telugu. So
that is right, and I didn't have a choice in the matter. Yes.
No, but you've done a good job of taking it in, and that's not easy so either.
It is not, and Telugu, it is all in Carnatic music, and so it makes sense for anybody who learns Carnatic music. My guru's compositions, yes. What about Tyagaraja Swami's?
Correct.
So Telugu is not something you can escape from. But with my guru's guidance, it became something that I looked forward to. Not merely as a chore to remember, but as something that I could really see into and enjoy fully.
Yeah. No, it's very important, I think, for even this next generation of students to, pay attention to that lyric, whether it is Tamil or Telugu or whatever, right? To have gurus who can actually, pass on that meaning and the value of that lyric is very, very important. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Let's move on to something fun about Guruji. Hopefully something different that people may not have heard about. Can you share with us some memories or some things about Guruji that you know that many others may not know about?
Yeah. So when I started lessons with Guruji, I was 11. Now I'm a father of a 13 and a 10-year-old, two children, right? So I know I relive my times through them, and we watch cartoons together. And my cartoon partner when I was 11 years old was my Guruji.
Wow.
So that is a very fond, very cherished memory, because I would have to haul myself all the way from Tambram to Mylapore, which was at the time a 90-minute journey. And it was Saturdays and Sundays in the mornings where there was no school. So that was also the only time when Doordarshan would air cartoons back then.
So you sacrificed your watching cartoons at home. Okay.
And it was not easy, I tell you. Like cricket and cartoons were not easy to sacrifice. Cricket was easier than cartoons, but so with that heavy heart, but with the reward of being with him, I would attend lessons until when he actually figured out that I was missing my cartoons. Must have been my dad who. So he said, well, that's not acceptable. From now on, we have to start our classes with cartoons. Right. And that was when I was a tween and then a teen. And as I became a little older, he transitioned me into Kung Fu movies.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay.
So, which is very cartoonish if you think about it. These are the 36 Chambers of Shaolin and all the classics. Guruji was a huge fan of that genre of
I
Kung
see.
Fu movies. So,
See, little known to many of us about Guruji.
so that was that. And then at the end of the class, he would very often challenge me to a game of carom board. And he was a good player. He was a good player, but he did not like losing. So, so just when you are about to hit the coin, he will do G Boomba.
Okay.
He would do some magic spell so that it will distract you from. I still won more than he did.
Well, he's not here to tell us otherwise.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was a really good sport that way. And then when we had the odd free time with Guruji and his schedule and everything, he would take me to a treat of ice cream in a neighborhood parlor or share ice cream with me. Yes, so these are very tender memories because it goes all the way back to my childhood.
Wonderful. Wow, wonderful. So 3 C's, huh? Carom, what is it? Ice cream and I'm forgetting the third. But
what is the third
That's
one? Carom, right? Cartoons, of course.
Cartoons, caroms, and ice cream. Wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, see, these are things that, you need to have lived in his era and need to have had that association. And we are so fortunate to be able to have some of that, with us. If there was one composition that I told you, Raghavan, what is your most favorite BMK composition? Is there one that you could pick or talk about?
Yeah, well, so you pick compositions on various yardsticks, right? You could pick the most difficult, the most challenging, the most intricate, the most esoteric. I'm going to pick the most entertaining.
Most entertaining, okay.
Yeah. So the most entertaining probably goes to his Kadana Kudugulam Tilana. Okay.
Sure.
So, when again a small thing that comes to mind is when I was studying with him, he did a show in Doordarshan. He did a couple of shows. In one of them, he would sing, and then he would play the violin, and then he will play the kanjira.
Oh wow, he's multifaceted.
Yeah, those are not the only instruments he played. He's played several others, but in the show he played these, and he played them so well that I was inspired to play instruments myself. So again, the root cause for my instrument acquisition syndrome is Guruji.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was really outstanding violin player and viola player. He could play a mean kanjira, a mean mridangam. Some say that he can play the veena too. I haven't had the fortune to witness that. And he could play pretty much anything that came his way, I think. So with that in my head, I wanted to try something. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Sari madani gapasa, right? Sani raba magarisa. If I were to play that tilana in, okay, let's start with the basic rhythm of the tilana, right? Nadirdirdim tanana nom tadaradani nadirdirthom nadirdirthom dittilillana. So if I were to play it on a percussion instrument, it would be like. right? So that would be a kanjira. And then next I would have to take, say, flute and play the tune. So when I'm playing the flute, I can't hear the kanjira. When I play the kanjira, I can't sing. So that's kind of sad. So what Guruji had a full team of people who produced his videos and his audio separately and mixed it. I have none of that, but I have a computer. So I'm going to record tracks and play them. Huh? So first the kanjira track. Stay with me. Can you hear that? Okay. Nadirdirdim tanana nom tadaradani nadirdirtom nadirdirdom ditilillana nadirdirdim tanana nom tadaradani nadirdirtom nadirdirdom ditilillana nadirdirdim tanana nom tadaradani nadirdirtom nadirdirdom ditilillana nadirdirdim tanana nom tadaradani dirdirtom nadirdirdom ditilillana. Tadaradanidirana nidaudanadanidirana Tadaradanidirana nidaudanadanidirana Takitajam madani takitajam gapasa takitajam madani takitajam gapasa takitajam madani takitajam gapasa takitatom Samidava Magarida Nadirdirdim Tanananom Tadaradani Nadirdirtom Nadirdirdom Ditilillana Nadirdirdim Tanananom Tadaradani Nadirdirtom. Vadanamade Virisanne Adaramade Murisane Vadanamade Virisane Adaramade Murisane Maduraganam Bade Na Murali Manoharudate Maduraganam Bade Na Murali Manoharudate Madana Kadana Kudugaludu Ramane Madana Kadana Kudugaludu Raman Birana 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 Rave Tarikitatom Tarikitatom Tajanuta Tarikitatom Tarikitatom Tajanuta Tarikitatom Tarikitatom Tajanuta Tarikitatom Tarikitatom Tajanuta Tatarikitatakatakatiktalangu Takatarikitakatakatiktalangutom Dirdirtom Dirtom Tillana Ditillana Ditillana Tillana Ditillana Ditillana Tillana Ditillana Ditillana Sarimagari Madadini Gagapsa Saladamagari Nadirdirdim Tanananom Tadaradani Nadirdirtom Nadirdirdom Ditillana Nadirdirdim Tanananom Tadaradari Nadirdirtom Nadirdirdom Ditillana Nadirdirdim. Nadirdirdim tananano Nadirdirdim tananano Nadiridirim tananano.
Wow. That was like a whole orchestra that you put together in just a few minutes. That was wonderful, Raghavan. I think
Thank you.
you all heard Sindhu doing the introduction where she said, Raghavan is a very versatile musician, and you got to listen to or experience some of that. So what all did we have? Ganjira, flute, saxophone, as
We had
well,
a
right?
little guitar,
Guitar. Okay.
and there was a little bass line, which I had also played on a guitar.
And a lot of technology
Correct. So,
and happening in the back.
which was making up for all the program directors and the technicians. Poor substitute for Guruji and his team, but at least we get to relish the memory of that tape that he made.
And it was a great choice of piece that you demonstrated, because that this piece has been used in dance and sung by people in different orchestra usage. So that is a very, very lovely piece and truly very entertaining one. And when I think about Guruji's Tillanas, that one definitely stands out.
It is.
So thank you for sharing that. So we are almost coming to the end of this segment, Raghavan, where we wanted to have you share. I really don't want to let you go, but and I'd encourage all of our audiences to check out Raghavan's website and his regular posts. Actually, I want to call out, there was one that he did during the quarantine, lockdown times, and which had me hooked on to it for the entire time. Every day I would go live with him on listen to all of his beautiful things. And so I encourage you all to check that out. But before we let you go, do you want to share any parting thoughts, anything that you want to give to our Texas audiences, US audiences? And I know that we have people from India as well watching us. So anything that you would like to share for our audiences?
Yeah, I think, one thing that Guruji was above and beyond everything was he was a very keen innovator. He lived and breathed the sort of mission that one should do things that are a standout, that are different from everything else that we are experiencing. He believed that art should really show the other side of creativity, in the side that is unexplored, let's say. So he actively encouraged me to also compose, to create, to experiment, to try new instruments. So I think if Guruji were amongst us physically, he would continue that mission of advocating for acceptance of new things, of novel things, of new ideas, of a melting pot. He never thought of Carnatic music as merely a Southern Indian form of music. He thought of it as Bharatiya Sangeetam. He thought he had a universality both in his rendition and in his approach to the art. And we live in times which sorely call for that sort of Catholicism, acceptance of everyone as pure and interesting and different but equal. That
what
is a message.
Profound message right there, and the way you connected it with BMK. Continue, please.
Yeah, so I think we will do his memory a lot of justice by being creative, while at the same time being respectful of where the creativity comes from. In that sense, Guruji was truly a descendant of Saint Tyagaraja in his adherence to what even the most pure of purists would accept as bona fide interpretation, but at the same time to be sufficiently removed from what is mainstream that a conservative would have some trepidation, if not nightmares. And that was his message, and I'm committed to taking that message forward. And I hope I find more company amongst my
Yeah.
listeners and my students is.
I'm definitely with you on that one. That's what fascinates, magnetizes all of us to, Dr. Balamurali Krishna. Even as a child, I always like something about his music is very different and still very, traditional. And yeah, so I can't agree more with you on that. And thank you for that very profound message, and to all of our younger generation to, continue to stay creative and be innovative, and don't create those boundaries around, anything, right? There's so much to learn and explore. So wonderful. Raghavan, I can't tell you, thanks is too small a word to say that, to have you join us on this. It means a lot to this community, especially in this lockdown times, for you to be able to spare your valuable time to spend with us, share some of your direct experiences with Guruji. We are very, very grateful. And for listeners that want to, connect with and learn more from Raghavan, you can reach out to him on his social media. We'll also be sharing some of his YouTube links on later on. So please do connect, reach out to him if interested. He is one full package right there, music and technology. That's wonderful. So Dragon, thank you so much. Good night. I know it's kind of late in India, so thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Enjoyed
Bye-bye.
it. Bye.